All right, welcome everyone. I thought today would be a good day for a just just bare bones basic compassion practice. So Pemma Chodron, who's I think of her as a teacher of mine, although I've never met her. She says that compassion isn't some kind of self-improvement project or ideal that we're trying to live up to. Having compassion starts and ends with having compassion for all those unwanted parts of ourselves, all those imperfections that we don't even want to look at. Um, my guess is that everyone on this call has that, be it body image or some sense of our mind, our thoughts. Like there's all kinds of stuff that we typically attach to that says, "Oh, that's a problem. That's wrong. That shouldn't be this way. It should be different." And so let's see if we can spend um, a few minutes today just practicing self-compassion. So that means our ability to recognize suffering within ourselves. Oftentimes we can recognize suffering in others. So the trick here will be to recognize it within ourselves and to cultivate a heartfelt desire to alleviate that suffering again within ourselves. Um, yeah, so let's check it out. Go ahead, close your eyes. We have time. 15 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but we have time. Just take a couple of minutes just to be still. Relax the shoulders, relax the belly, hands, let go. Trust that right here, right now, everything's okay. Just breathing, sitting, spending time together. I think in order to be able to practice compassion, one of the precursors or preconditions for compassion is some degree of self-awareness, right? So we need to know what it feels like, even if it's just hypothetical or a potential connection with what must it be like to be this other person who's struggling or suffering or having a hard time? Because once we can connect with that, then the rest follows. Maybe start off by thinking of someone you love, you care about, imagining them suffering or struggling. Notice where in your body does that live, that ability to recognize the suffering of someone else. And the litmus test, as far as I can tell, is not about changing it or solving the problem for the other person. It's really just about being able to actually connect with it and be there for them and wish them well and offer energetic and other support. That's the foundation of compassion, is just to get it and be willing to stay. Imagine what they might be going through, what they're thinking, they're feeling. And then just noticing that part of you that says, "Oh gosh, that must be really hard. It's really painful." And now the trick is to see if you can move that towards self. So imagine yourself in a difficult situation. It feels painful and untenable. And imagine being someone who's looking in from the outside and saying, "Oh, there you are. I see you struggling. It's difficult." It's the same energy. It's just focused on self or the idea of self. Sometimes we can imagine what's the or the words or the sentiment that we might offer someone else in that situation, and what prevents us from directing those same words, same sentiment towards self. It's one of the hardest things, apparently, for us humans to do. It's also one of the most rewarding when we can catch glimpses of it. This is hard. I'm struggling. I'm doing my best. None of that precludes some sense of compassion, understanding, presence. I think self-compassion is a really fundamental, worthy pursuit. You can think of many people in the public sphere that would probably be really well served if they knew how, had the motivation to practice more self-compassion and kindness and deliberateness towards their whatever their pain might be, rather than taking out on others. And yeah, that's kind of what we're left with. We can only do our part. And see if you can locate where compassion lives in the body. This is, in my experience, a very tangible, palpable, felt sense or experience of compassion. And the cool thing is it's no different when we point that compassion towards someone else or to the self. It's the same experience. It's the same thing. Go ahead, take a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow exhale through the mouth. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhale. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Come on back to the session. Yeah, I hope this contributes to or sets the tone for some intentional self-compassion throughout the day. Appreciate all of you. Hope to see you tomorrow.